Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukasya Ekadantasya Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharasya Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Sutpakarno Hirambaha Gandapurvajaha Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Kapivardham Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopasantaye Yasya Viragavakratya Paridavya Parasam Vidham Nidhanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Kamasraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Naya Krishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedraya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipaya Samjasam Sarva Bhuta Hite Ratam Vedapcha Bhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasra Netranana Padabaho Sahasranamam Stavanam Prachastham Nirichyate Janna Jaradi Shantyai. With Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off. We came up to Sarvahat Sarva Vidbhanur Vishwakseno Janartanaha Vedo Veda Vidavyango Vedango Veda Vidkavihi. Next Slokam Lokadhyakshat Suradhyakshaha Dharma Dhyaksha Kruta Krutaha Chaturatma Chaturvyuhas Chaturdamshas Chaturbhujaha Lokadhyakshat Suradhyaksho Dharmadhyaksha Kruta Krutaha Chaturatma Chaturvyuhas Chaturdamshas Chaturbhujaha Loka Adhyakshaha Sura Adhyakshaha Dharma Adhyakshaha Kruta Krutaha Chaturatma Chaturvyuha Chaturvyuha Chaturdamshtraha Chaturbhujaha. Now, Adhyaksha means leader. Like you say Ganadhyakshaha, right? Who is the leader, the Adhipati, the commander of all Ganas, like that. Loka Adhyakshaha, who is the commander, the leader, the whole creation follows automatically under his control, under his leadership. Loka Adhyakshaha, Sura Adhyakshaha, Sura Adhyakshaha. That Sura means we consider to be Devas, right? And we've been speaking about what Devas are not in heaven. They don't think they're somewhere else. They're very much part and parcel of our body and mind and buddhi, right? They are all the Indriyanga we have, the Shariram we have, the Manas we have, the Buddhi we have, and everything is a Deva. It's an effulgence of some form. And so who is the leader of all this? That is Suradhyaksha. And then coming back to Dharma Adhyaksha. See, while we all have a natural tendency to do Dharma, that is our natural inclination, but we don't know what Dharma is, right? Let us be honest. And then we also use our intelligence to find out what Dharma is, and it will always fail us. Because it's the heart that takes us to the goal, right? That is beyond intelligence. So, and who's the leader for all others? Who can tell us what really Dharma is when he speaks? That is very clear, this is what Dharma is. That is Dharma Adhyakshaka, the leader, controller, the illustrator, the exemplar of what Dharma is. Now he is also Dharma Swarupi. That is why he can, he is the commander, the teacher of Dharma is. Okay, by his action, That is why Bhagavan, he comes as Avatar Purushan, and to show us by his example, to remove any doubts we have at any given situation. We can refer to, in this world, there's only Ramayana, Mahabharatam, and Bhagavatam. Everything is contained in that, really. And you can follow how this Dharmadyaksha, Ganadyaksha, this Puradyaksha, Lokadyaksha took form in a way I can relate to it, right? I can understand the words he spoke in a cognizable way. Then follow that path. Dharmadyaksha, Kruta Krutaha. Now, in every action that we do, or throughout our life, we are action machines only. And this machine that we call as body has got so many other things, right, associated with it. And that is nothing but a machine that is activated so long as the life force is in there. While the life force is in there and it is activated, what does it do? It does only action, nothing else. But myriad actions it does. Literally infinite. There is nothing, you cannot say, I take up an action and I completed that. It's impossible. So then there is a continuation. That is why we are bound in the action chain of what we call as karma. Karma has got several meanings. In this case, I'm meaning it a simple way of action. We are all action bound by actions. So, all these actions, the krutaha, that are taking place, there must be a reason for it. We know in a limited manner, when we undertake an action, any action that you do, you have come here to partake the nectar and beauty and sweetness of Sahasranamam. There is a cause, there is a reason with which you have come. Everything we call in the management language an objective, right? A mission statement, all that. It's all, there is a reason, a cause for doing an action. So while we are all action bound, and the actions keep on coming and hitting us all the time without break. Even when I go to sleep, they follow me, right? Seldom can you escape that. Now, what is the cause for that? All these actions are also Bhagavan, Krutaha. He is also Kruta. He is the cause, the reason for these actions. And the only reason all these actions he's acting through this body and mind is because to attain the objective, the reason, the cause, which is nothing but giving love and receiving love, sharing love. That's the only cause that is motivating and causing all the actions we can. Since I don't do the action properly, they keep on coming. The moment I achieve the objective, then the actions cease. Then I become free. The actions leave me actually. But I have to achieve the objective, the krita. The objective is sharing love. That's the reason this tool called the body, tool called the mind, tool called the buddhi, everything has been given. Krita kritaha. He is that Bhagavan. Chaturatma. What is the four Atma, sir? Chaturatma means four Atma. No, it's actually only one. And what does it do? We look at, there are the words that we speak, for example. So yesterday in Purushottam we were talking about, we have not come to that stage yet, so I can't go. Tripada Purushanda we were talking about. So what is, four does not mean it's 1, 2, 3 and 4, like four different parts to it. It is not that. It's four different aspects of it. That's the way it is. That the sound originates in Mooladharam, and then it goes into another aspect. The Mooladharam, you can't even imagine that, right? Beyond understanding. Then it comes to Swatisthana Chakram, where it transforms into Pasyanti. Even then, it is not cognizable. Beyond my senses, beyond my mind, beyond my intelligence. Then it transforms in the Anahata Chakram to Madhyama. Even then I cannot cognize it. So there are three aspects already taken place. The fourth one, Vaikari, when it comes through my throat in the Vishuddhi Chakra, then I can hear it. I can cognize it. But where did it come from? So that is a Chaturatma, one example I gave you. And Bhagavan is Prema. Prema is also Saundarya. So it's also Madhurya. It's also Shobham. Shobham. It is the selfless love is the most beautiful thing there is. Saundarya. It's also the sweetest, Madhurya. And it's also splendorous. Shobham. Chaturatma. Okay. So Chatur Vyuha. Now, Vyuham means something that we are surrounded by. You can see that it has been encompassed by that. The way Sankara Bhagavad explains that, the Vasudeva Sankarshana Pradyumna Aniruddha is what they say. Now, there are different aspects with which the invisible is appearing visible. Infinite aspects. But fundamentally, the elders ascribe a few characteristics for it. Okay? It is beyond that. Like if you say Tejas, okay, that's effulgence. And to create, you have Viryam, you have Aishwaryam, the Lordship, so many aspects that we give. And in that process, the gunas that they ascribed, as we saw earlier, in the Vaishnava Sampradayam, which Sankara Bhashyam although takes here, it's not like they are separate. At their level, there is no, even Ramanujacharya is actually Visishta Advaitam only. Okay? And so he is also an Advaiti. We all, even though we put Namam and try to say, no, it is not. He's actually an Advaiti, but he explains that same Advaitam in a different way. So Visishta Advaita. He's not Advaiti. Now, Vasudeva is not only the son of Vasudeva, okay, but he's also Vasudeva. He is the resident of all beings, all embodiments, a Kshetrajna, as we call it. And he not only resides there, is not just for fun, but he's also reside there as a protector, as a caretaker, okay, as a guide, right, as a teacher. It's a phenomenally dynamic activity that is engaged in. At the same time, he's not involved in that. So the most beautiful teacher that you can have, most powerful teacher, Vasudeva, invisible. Then we talked about Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. We covered that in the previous Slokams. Each one has been ascribed a couple of gunas like Aishwaryam, Tejas, Balam, Viryam, like that. So all these are present. So in this Chatur Vyuham, what Sankara Bhagavad explains is that these are the four aspects that is protecting us, that we are part of that is encompassing us. Right? Chatur Vyuha, Chatur Dhamshtraha. Dhamshtraha. Dhamshtra means what we call in Tamil as the corapal, which is the molar or tooth that we have, right? And in Narasimha Avataram, this ascribes to that. He has those four, this molars that is sticking out, the molar teeth. Now, in Vishnu Puranam, when it describes Bhagavan, Vishnu also, it describes that he has got these four corapal, as we call it, the molar, four molars. Okay? Chatur Bhujaha. And Chatur Bhujaha is, we all know, when we think of Sriman Narayana, Vishnu, we ascribe, we give, not that he has infinite hands, right? We saw that, we give him those four hands, one Abhayahastam, another one, whichever way that you want, Chankra, Chakram, and Gadai, or different parts of the parts of India, you may have a lotus flower, right? Whatever. And the main, that Chaturbhujaha, that Bhagavan is what he described here, the way that we are picturing him. Now, the invisible is being given a form. So far, we've been talking about the invisible but very much present entity. Now, we talked about Varaha Avataram, and now he's going to Narasimha Avataram. You can see it's taken a form, and Chaturbhujaha, the way Arsha Avataram that we talked about, right? Brajishnur, okay. Lokadhyakshasuraadhyaksho dharmadhyakshakrutakutah Chaturatma chaturvyuhas chaturdhamshtras chaturbhujah Brajishnur bhojanam bhokta Sagishnur jagadadijah Anagho vijayo Jeta Visayoni Punarvasuhu Brajishnuhu. Brajishnuhu. That bra is coming from the stomach. Brajishnuhu. Bhojanam. Bhokta. Sahishnuhu. Jagadadijaha. Anagaha. Vijayaha. Jeta. Visayonihi. Punarvasuhu. Brajishnuhu means we have been talking about, well, is my way of relating to Bhagavan, which is what I've been sharing with you. And you can experience him, experience her, experience it, whatever you want, in your own personal way. Whatever you see, as we saw yesterday, Namo Ruchaya Brahmaye, that Rucham, that effulgence, that splendor is there in everything. There is really no darkness. There's really no darkness when you really look at it. And that effulgence, that is where there is one who is present in the form of that effulgence shining through, that is the first step in creation. We are going to cover that in Purushottam today. We have not come there yet. Okay? How did the invisible become visible? How did it happen? What happened there? That is what Purushottam describes. And we just started on that. Nena, Tirohati, we just started at that point. Then what happened? That very first thing that created was this invisible entity appears as a splendor everywhere, effulgence. Right? That is Brajishnu. That is why anything that you think in creation, thoughts, feelings, emotions, ambitions, physical form, it doesn't matter. Everything is shining. Isn't it? Think for a second. My ability to think, there's an effulgence there. My buddhi says, go to Bhagavan, there's an effulgence there. Right? Isn't it? So that is that light that is shining from all directions and attracting you to it. Brajishnuhu. Bhojanam. See, we want to embrace Bhagavan, we want to touch his lotus feet, we want to talk to him. So many things we can relate to him. But have you ever thought about having Bhagavan as food? Have you ever thought about eating Bhagavan? Think. That is what we do. Annam Brahma. Whenever we eat anything, that is Bhagavan only. That is why Brahmarpanam Slokam we say, and then at the time of eating, it's got huge significance. Aham Vaisvanaro Bhutva, Praninam Deham, Asritaha, he says, Asritaha, I'm the one who's protecting you. Right? This tool that is moving around, which I think belongs to me and I make a big deal out of it, that one is being protected by him, the food that he appears as food. He is the one who's actually digesting. Annam Brahma. Very first thing that Bhrigu Maharishi discovered when he went into tapas. where is this Brahman? He asks his father, Varunan. He says, go and do tapas. Only through tapas you will find it. Unlike present students, those days listened to their teachers. They had genuine respect for them because they were the ones who were partaking and sharing the knowledge. So tremendous gratitude they have. Okay, that's one thing. Not only me, even Swami is very unhappy. Because nowadays people don't have gratitude. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. You must have gratitude. The Kritagyaha, we covered that earlier. Most important. And anybody who you learn something from, that you must be tremendously grateful to them and throughout your life. For your benefit, not for their benefit. For your good. And that Bhrigu Maharishi, so immediately he went and did tapas. And he came back and told his father, Pa, I found it. It is Annam. That is one. Because of Annam only, all the beings live, they get protected by that. And then they finally merge in that Annam only. So, because the rule that his father gave him when he said, where is Brahman? He said, go and find it. And the clue is, from which everything comes from, by which everything is protected, and to which everything finally dissolves. That's all he said. So he said, Annam meets that criterion. But he was not happy. So he went and did. Then he said, please tell me about Brahman, because he's not fully satisfied. Then he goes. He says, go into tapas. So he does some more tapas. So first stage he found was Annam, Brahma. That Bhojanam, whatever, even a glass of water I take, I should offer that to Swami and then take it. So, and what is the mantram that we should do before we eat? That Bhagavan wants us to do. All the others are all given by us. We do so many mantras. No, but what is Bhagavan himself wants us to do before we eat? Simple. We make life. Swami is always very simple. We make it complicated. Okay, as I shared with you several times, God is simple, man is complex. We make it complicated. He's the simplest. When you talk to Swami, there is no gap between you and him. It is very close. You'll actually be touching him. And so it is not like something you put it somewhere there. He's the closest, seriously. What does he say? Annam Brahma, Raso Vishnu, Bhokta Maheswaraha. That's the truth. So that food is, Annam is Brahma only. Because that's the one that gives you the creative aspect. Raso Vishnu, the essence of what you eat that gets digested and sustains the tool called the body, and sustains and nourishes the tool called the mind. That is Vishnu, Raso Vishnu. Bhokta, who's the enjoyer? Maheswaraha. Don't immediately think Shiva and Vishnu and all that. No. That is wrong. Don't fall into that trap of Shiva this way, Vishnu that way, and immediately. No, please. When you say Shiva, that is auspiciousness. Maheswaraha, he is the Lord of everything. The Lord of Lords. He is the one who is actually enjoying. Raso Vishnu, the all-pervasive aspect of Bhagavan. And he pervades through all the aspects of your body, isn't it? So that essence pervades through that. And Brahma, Annam Brahma, that Bhojanam is Bhagavan. Okay? Bhokta, we covered that also. Okay? Bhokta means enjoyer. When next time you eat something and say, my God, this chakra pongal is so tasty, and the person who made the chakra pongal immediately gets a shot of ego. No, that's why it came out already. No, I should have made it differently. No, all this nonsense. Offer that to Bhagavan. Oh, somebody makes a comment that he really enjoys it. That is the appreciation coming from Bhagavan. Take it in humility. I keep repeating several times, nothing compared to what Swami has been repeating, but it doesn't fall on people's ears. Is what? Vinayam. that humility must genuinely come. Among all the students I got one person who's got it, at least the beginning of that. Only one person. He's also a young boy. I'm giving another clue. So I'm very happy when I see that. But it is not for me to judge or not judge, but it's my duty to share the important teachings for your benefit. And so when you have that humility, that when somebody compliments or criticizes, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The teaching is, if there is truth in what you hear, what is being said, you take it. Doesn't matter where it comes from. If there is no truth, reject it. As simple as that. Okay? And so that when you look for Bhagavan everywhere like that and take that attitude, automatically Vinayam will come. Vinayam is nothing but it's not an appreciation. It is more than an appreciation. It's more than admiration of the truth that this Swami is present everywhere. Everything is happening in that awe and wonder and reverence of what is taking. Reverence is the word. Now, what is taking place, and you fulfill your role. That aspect, that attitude, mental attitude, when it comes, you see a change. Then the whole universe starts opening itself to you. Then you begin to learn. Till that time, you are just going around in circles. The real learning comes when you open your mind to the amazement and the wonder of this beautiful thing that is there all around. Okay? Automatically that gives reverence. And anyway, so Bhokta, Sahishnuhu. Now, Swayamayi Chanyat Traiko Vishnuhu Yaptam Kupyasi Maya Sahishnuhu is what in Bhajagovindam Sankara Bhashyam student says, one of the students. It's a very important day-to-day teaching for us. What does it say? And I'm trying to explain Sahishnuhu in a couple of ways, how Bhagavan appears in that form. Sai Mai Cha Anyatra Eka Vishnuhu. Sai Mai Chanyat Traiko Vishnuhu. Sai, you, Mai, in me, and Cha, and in you and me, Anyatra, in everything else, there is only Eka Vishnuhu. There is only one Vishnu, one Bhagavan. The same entity is there in everything. Same prema is there in everybody. When that is the truth, Vyaptam Kupyasi Maya Sahishnuhu, Mayi Asahishnuhu, it will come like that. Vyaptam, why do you get angry at me without bearing? You know, like people get angry. Why do you get angry at me? It's the same Bhagavan that's in you, is in me, and everything else. Why get angry at me? Why get angry at anybody? So, Sahishnuhu, that I gave you that so that you can remember that as a practical tool to purify our own thoughts and become better people, which is what we all want to do, right? Sahishnuhu, Sankara Bhashyam explains that as one who controls the anger that came in the form of, for example, Hiranyakasipu, the pride, the ego, right? Those come. That aspect of Bhagavan is Sahishnu. Okay? So what is it that controls the rising anger? That's got to be more powerful than the anger. We all know. Simple rule. We have experienced it so many times, and people on the conference call will agree with me, I'm sure. Is when somebody gets angry at you, Can you give up your ego for a thrice, just for the blink of an eye? That's enough. You don't need to give it up for long. You can hold on to it as long as just that fraction of a second, give it up. Pull back, don't react to it, don't get provoked by it. But go and give that person a hug, a loving hug. I love you. Say that. See what happens to the anger. What happened there? That love, that prema, even though it is not fully selfless, even though it's only limited the way I'm expressing it, still is able to overcome that anger. That somebody shouts at you, you speak back lovingly and sweetly. What happens to that shout? How long do you think that person is going to keep shouting at you? He will come down. What happened? You didn't touch him. You didn't ask him to slow down. Nothing. The love and the sweetness that you express overpowers that. Doesn't it? This is not a theory. It is what is happening in our life. Bhagavan is present everywhere. Every aspect of us is truth. Another aspect in which it is shining is Sahishnuhu. Right? So, Vyaptam Krupyasi Maya Sahishnuhu. Right? So, the moment you think like that, the anger will be gone. The same anger that is rising up within you. 1 second you are calm and happy and all that. For a moment, not even a moment, not even a fraction, a blink of an eye, this is what Rakshasa is. Rakshasa means something that grows so fast and so rapidly, which is not good, right? We all know that everything has to grow in the right time, right? So, grow so fast. How do I control it? Only through loving thought. Only through thinking of things. When the mind is becoming angry thoughts, how do I bring the thoughts of love to suppress it, to overcome it, like to extinguish it? Only by thinking of Bhagavan. The moment I think of Bhagavan, that is why we do worship. That is why we have a form that we all relate to. That's time to recall that form. That will take care of it. That is Sahishnuhu. Brajishnur Bhojanam Bhokta. Brajishnur Bhojanam Bhokta. Sagishnur Jagadadijaha. Brajishnur Bhojanam Bhokta. Sagishnur Jagadadijaha. Jagadadijaha. Jagat Adijaha, right? Jagat Adijaha. Jaha means to take birth. Adi means first. Jagat means the whole universe. So Jagadadijaha means the one who is the primal cause for the creation of the universe. Lokadyakshat Suradyaksho Dharmadyakshat Kruta Krutaha Chaturatma Chaturvyuhas Chaturdamshthas Chaturbhujaha Brajishnur Bhojanam Bhokta Sagishnur Jagadadijaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Trendy.